Welcome to your MAP Region 1B update training on Medigap and the new Medigap Tool. Today we're going to learn about Medigap Policies and the new Medigap Tool. Medigap plans are standardized plans that cover basic and/or additional benefits. The plans are letters A through D, F, G, and K through N, each with their own set of covered benefits. Keep in mind the maximum out-of-pocket limits for Plan K and L are current on this slide for 2020 and will change each year. The basic level of coverage at a minimum covers Medicare Part A and B coinsurances and copayments, Part A hospice care, and the first 3 pints of blood if a transfusion is needed. Plans that offer coverage with both basic and additional levels of coverage will cover all the basic plan features and skilled nursing facility care coinsurances, the Part A deductible, and more depending on the plan the beneficiary takes. Again, keep in mind that the maximum out-of-pocket limits for Plan K and L on this slide are current for 2020 and will change each year. Medigap policies are priced by 3 different methods. The first method is community rated, meaning the price for the monthly premium is the same across the board to every policyholder in a community rated plan, regardless of their age. What that means for the beneficiary is that the premiums are the same no matter how old they are, and that the premiums may go up because of inflation and other factors. Examples would be, Mr. Smith is 65. He buys a Medigap policy that is community rated and pays $165 monthly for his premium. Likewise, Mrs. Perez is 72. She buys the same community-rated Medigap policy as Mr. Smith. She also pays a $165 monthly premium because with this type of policy, everyone pays the same price, regardless of age. The second pricing method is issue age rated, meaning the monthly premium price is based on the age the beneficiary was when they bought or was issued the Medigap policy. What that means for the beneficiary is that the premiums are lower for younger buyers and won't change as they get older. Premiums may go up because of inflation and other factors. Examples would be, Mr. Hahn is 65. He buys a Medigap policy based off of issue age rated pricing and pays a $145 monthly premium. Mrs. Wright is 72. She buys the same issue age rated Medigap policy as Mr. Hahn. Because she is older at the time she buys it, her monthly premium is $175 monthly. The third pricing method is attained age rated, meaning the monthly premium price is based on the current age of the beneficiary, and the premium goes up as the beneficiary gets older. What that means for the beneficiary is that the premiums are lower for younger buyers and will go up as they get older, and it can eventually become the most expensive. Premiums may go up as well because of inflation and other factors. Examples are Mrs. Anderson is aged 65. She pays $120 monthly for her premium. Her premium will go up every year, and at age 66, her premium goes up to $126. At age 67, her premium goes up to $132. At age 72, her premium goes up to $165. Likewise, Mr. Dodd is age 72. He buys the same attained age rated Medigap policy as Mrs. Anderson. He pays $165 monthly for his premium, and his premium is higher than Mrs. Anderson's because it is based on his current age. Mr. Dodd's premium will continue to go up every year. At age 73, his premium goes up to $171. And at age 74, his premium goes up to $177. A beneficiary may be interested in buying a Medigap policy if they can afford the monthly premium because it covers the gaps in Medicare coverage. It will minimize the out-of-pocket costs by covering coinsurances, copayments, and deductibles. The Medicare supplemental plans provide additional payment coverage options to prevent future catastrophic out-of-pocket costs. When to buy a Medigap policy. When a beneficiary first becomes eligible for Medicare Part B and they've aged into Medicare and are 65 years old, or during the beneficiary's Medigap open enrollment period, which is the first 6 months that a beneficiary has Medicare Part B. This Medigap open enrollment period can be different depending on if the beneficiary delayed enrollment into Medicare Part B due to a circumstance such as having a group health plan through an employer that is considered creditable coverage. If a Medigap policy is purchased during the Medigap open enrollment period, or when the beneficiary first becomes eligible for Part B, the insurance company cannot deny a beneficiary Medigap insurance coverage, cannot place conditions on a Medigap policy, for example, making the beneficiary wait for their coverage to start, and they cannot change the price of a Medigap policy because of the beneficiary's past or present health conditions. Guarantee issue rights are rights that a beneficiary has in certain situations when insurance companies are required by law to sell or offer a beneficiary a Medigap policy. In these situations, an insurance company must sell a beneficiary a Medigap policy, cover all pre-existing health conditions, and can't charge more for a Medigap policy because of past or present health problems. A beneficiary can buy a Medigap policy by contacting the plan directly to enroll or online with enrollment assistance through certain plans. The plans that offer online enrollment are AARP, United Healthcare, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Priority Health, and Humana. The best way to get the beneficiary a quote for the Medigap policies in the plan that they are looking for is by using the Medicare Medigap Policy Search Tool located on ShipTools. As a counselor, we want to make sure that the beneficiary understands Medigap policies. The best way to do so during a counseling session is to review the plan benefit descriptions in the Medicare and You Handbook, use the new ShipTools Medigap Policy Search Tool to provide plan comparisons, provide the Medigap Policy Search Tool results to the beneficiary, provide the beneficiary with links to or a copy of the MAP Medigap Compare Guide, screen the beneficiary for Medigap subsidy qualifications, more information located with the link attached to the slide, and if the beneficiary cannot afford the Medicare supplemental insurance policies, screen them for Medicaid assistance. Please note that no new applications for the Medigap subsidy will be accepted after January 15, 2021. The subsidy will end in 2023. The newest version of the Medigap comparison tool is located on ShipTools. Simply log into ShipTools and click on the Library tab. The Medigap tool is located under the resource title of Medicare Supplemental Tool. Click on the Medigap Supplemental Tool link and it will bring up the Medigap Supplemental Tool in another web browser. You must be logged into ShipTools to use the Medigap comparison tool. So if you at any point log out of ShipTools but attempt to make a new comparison on an already opened Medigap Supplemental Tool browser window, it will kick you off the tool, populating a new login box. The only way to log in and access it again is by logging into ShipTools and clicking the Medigap Supplemental Tool link from the ShipTools library. When you click on the Medicare Supplemental Tool link from ShipTools, the Medigap comparison tool will populate in another browser window. The home screen for the tool will look like the image on this slide. To get started with running a quote, you will want to click on the Run Quote button, as shown circled in red on this slide. Once you have clicked Run Quote, the screen will transition to the Quote Search screen. The Quote Search screen will allow you to enter in specific beneficiary demographic information needed to run the quote as accurate as possible. The beneficiary demographic information needed to run a quote are the following: zip code, county, which generally autofills unless the zip code falls in a multi-county area, age, gender, tobacco use, plan, which is sorted by letter, sort by options, which automatically defaults to price, meaning organizing from lowest to highest priced plan, effective date, which is the date in which the beneficiary is looking to have their Medigap plan coverage begin, household discount, and client or label, which is optional. There is also a disclaimer box on the top of the Run Quote screen as a reminder about the Plan C and F changes for those that are new to Medicare on or after January 1, 2020. The disclaimer will only be seen if the plan that the comparison tool is running for is Plan C, F, or High F. The disclaimer reads, as of January 1, 2020, Plans C, F, and high deductible F cannot be sold to those newly eligible for Medicare. Newly eligible is defined as anyone who A, attains age 65 on or after January 1, 2020, or B, who first becomes eligible for Medicare benefits due to age, disability, or end-stage renal disease on or after January 1, 2020. Those enrolled in plans C, F, or high deductible F prior to January 1, 2020 may keep their plans, and those individuals who became eligible for Medicare prior to January 1, 2020 may keep or purchase plans C, F, or high deductible F after December 31st, 2019. When entering all the necessary demographic information into the Run a Quote page, any topics that have a down arrow have different options available to choose from. Click on the down arrow to allow that topic to expand. For example, on this slide, I clicked the down arrow for the Medigap plan letter to show the expanded window and options of Medigap plans to compare. Enter in all of the necessary beneficiary demographic information and select the plan by letter to continue and run your quote. Once all of the demographic information is entered and the plan letter has been chosen, click on the Get Quote button, shown circled in red on this slide. After you click Run Quote, the Medicare supplement comparisons will populate. On the main comparison results screen will be the beneficiary demographic information needed to run the quote at the top, shown boxed in red on the slide, the plan results sorted by the preferred method, and on this slide, it's by price, lowest to highest. Those are shown with red stars next to each plan name. Each plan provider has their quote information listed in a black company contact information box. Clicking on the company contact information box will pull up the current provider contact information list shown on the next slide. On the far left is an options box that hosts many things like exporting options, printing PDF, Excel, comparing quotes, and more. Clicking on the black Company Contact Information button during a comparison will open the current provider contact information list shown on the slide. This is a great resource to save to your computer for use when using the comparison tool. When counseling a beneficiary, it is important to export the Medigap quote by either printing or emailing. To do so, click on any of the three icons: the blue paper icon to print, the red paper PDF icon to export to a PDF, and the green paper to export to an Excel file. Let's look further into how to export a Medigap quote. To export the Medigap comparison quote and print to paper or print to PDF, first click on the blue paper icon on the left of the Medigap quote screen. This is circled in red on the top left of the slide. Once the blue icon has been clicked, the Print Options window will pop up. For this slide, the comparison quote is set to Save as PDF under the Destination location for the Print Options pop-up window. On different systems, the destination may say Print to PDF or Microsoft Print to PDF. To continue and save as a PDF, click the blue Save button at the bottom of the Print Options pop-up window. After clicking Save on the Print Options pop-up window, a file window will open. In the File pop-up window, make sure the file will be saved to the correct file folder and name the file. Use the same naming method for each file. Last name, period, first name, period, year, period, month, period, Medigap plan quote. Click the Save button on the File pop-up window. After clicking Save on the File pop-up window, the PDF will automatically be saved to the computer in the designated folder chosen during the file naming process. As mentioned earlier, to export the comparison quote to print to paper or print to PDF, first click on the blue paper icon on the left, seen circled in red on the top left of this slide. Once the blue icon has been clicked, the Print Options window will pop up. For this slide comparison quote, we are going to set the destination to the printer that is local. The window should display the correct printer name before printing. Once that's been established, click Print at the bottom of the Print Options pop-up window. To export the Medigap quote as a PDF, click on the red paper PDF icon circled in red on the slide. Clicking on the red Export to PDF icon on the Medigap comparison quote screen will prompt the PDF pop-up box to appear. The box is asking if the Medigap comparison quote details should be included in the PDF. Click the black Add to PDF button on the PDF pop-up box to include the plan details and create the PDF. Once the Add to PDF button has been clicked, the comparison tool will create a PDF file. When the file has been created, it will populate on the screen where the downloads are located within the web browser. On this slide, the PDF file shows on the bottom left of the screen. Click on the newly created PDF to open it. If you are unable to view your PDF file from your web browser, you can go to the Downloads File folder on your computer to view the file. It will more than likely auto-name as quote, parentheses, a number, parentheses, dot PDF. Opening the PDF file from the web browser will open the PDF file as a new web browser tab. From there, the PDF can be printed by clicking the printer icon, shown circled in red on the slide. To export the Medigap quote as an Excel file, click on the green paper icon circled in red on this slide. The comparison tool will create the comparison quote Excel file when you click the green Excel button. When the file has been created, it will populate on the screen where the downloads are located within the web browser. On this slide, the Excel file shows on the bottom left of the screen. Click on the newly created Excel file to open it. If you are unable to view your Excel file from your web browser, then you can go to the Downloads File folder on your computer to view the file. It will more than likely auto-name as Rate Sheet, parentheses, a number, parentheses, .xlsx. The Excel file will show all the Medigap quotes for every plan letter in the one Excel workbook, one plan per one workbook tab. You can see this outlined in red on the slide. There is also a plan detail tab for each letter shown on the next slide. Please note there is no access to the pre-screen questions with this new Medigap tool. This slide shows what the Plan Details tab looks like on the Excel Medigap Comparison Report. Again, each plan detail has its own Excel Workbook tab shown outlined in red on this slide. It was mentioned earlier that this tool will allow for comparisons of the Medigap quotes. To create a comparison of the Medigap quotes, click on the Medigap policy that is going to be compared. This is shown with the red star next to the plan names. You'll notice that the bar atop of the plan quote with the name and the plan price will turn from black to green. Clicking on the plan name will add the plan to the Compare Quotes section on the top left of the Medigap quote screen. This is outlined in red on the slide. Once all of the plans are selected for the comparison, click on the gray Compare Quote box, again outlined in red on this slide. Clicking on the gray Compare Quote button will populate the quote comparison screen to show. This is where the different plan quotes can be viewed and show the basics for the plans. The comparison can be for various plan letters in one comparison. An example, you can compare a plan G, D, and N in one comparison if that is what the beneficiary is looking for. To do so, just change the letter for the plan that the beneficiary wishes to view on the top of the main comparison quote page and click the plan the beneficiary would like to add to the comparison. There is also a print icon and a red PDF icon to export the quote comparison. This is shown circled in red at the top right of the screen. To print the quote comparison, click on the red print icon button at the top right of the quote comparison screen. This is shown circled in red on the slide. After clicking the print icon, a print options pop-up window will appear on screen. To print the quote comparison, click the blue print button on the bottom of the print options pop-up window, which is shown circled in red on the slide. To export the quote comparison as a PDF file, click on the red PDF icon on the top right of the quote comparison screen, circled in red on this slide. After clicking the red PDF icon, a PDF options pop-up box will appear on the screen. The box is asking if the Medigap comparison quote details should be included in the PDF. Click the black Add to PDF button on the PDF pop-up box to include the plan details and create the PDF. Once the Add to PDF button has been clicked, the comparison tool will create a PDF file. The file will be created and will populate on the screen where the downloads are located within the web browser. On this slide, the PDF file shows on the bottom left of my web browser. Click on the newly created PDF to open the PDF file. If you are unable to view your PDF file from your web browser, then you can go to the Downloads File folder on your computer to view the file. It will more than likely auto-name as quote, parentheses, number, parentheses, .pdf. Opening the PDF file from the web browser will open the PDF file as a new web browser tab. From there, the PDF file can be printed by clicking the printer icon shown circled in red on this slide. If you have any questions, please contact your site coordinator for further assistance.